You know, there's no question that Helen Mirren is one of the greatest actresses of all time. She has been devastatingly great in numerous productions, Oscar winner, basically changed the way we looked at the British female actress of the 70s and 80s, and living large and in charge in 2021. But for a lot of people, this performance was her best of the 1970s. That's saying a lot, because she had some great perfs in a number of shows. So today we're going to be talking about the Thriller episode, the English, what do you call, UK anthology, what do you call, film noir or Twilight Zone style series. Now, this episode is called A Coffin for the Bride. Now, it was originally broadcast on Thriller June 1st, 1974, United Kingdom, and the whole Thriller series is available free on Tubi. Now, John Seichel directed, written by Brian Clemens, and runs about 65 minutes, so it was like a double Twilight Zone. Now, in the plot, there's a serial killer on the loose. Two wealthy middle-aged brides have died under mysterious circumstances. They drowned in bathtubs, leaving their fortunes to their new husbands, which happen to be the same person, but in disguise in both. Now, solicitor Oliver Mason, played by the great Michael Gwynn, believes that these women were murdered and were married to the same man. He was the solicitor that was, doing the last details of the first murder's estate. And he confronts the husband and said, listen, I know you did it, I can't prove it, but we're going to get you down the road. Now, upon investigation, he finds his suspicion, again, are true. Now, Mason eventually follows a lady killer, played by the devious Michael Jason in this episode, as he moves on to a health spa after the second murder in search of new prey. There, he meets a beautiful young woman, a luminous Helen Mirren, probably the best she looked in the 1970s, an approachable beauty, as we like to say, who steals his heart. He also happens upon a potential new victim, loud, vulgar, and stinking rich Angela Ludlow. For once, he would like to follow his heart, but he cannot resist this one final score. Now, the first 10-15 minutes of the episode set up the denouement involving what he called the health location and the budding relationship between the young woman and the serial killer. Now, what really stands out for me in the episode, it's in any British anthology series, it's not saying it's going to be slow moving, but it's going to give you enough of the plot to make you think about it. Now, because each episode had a self-contained story and his own cast, it had its own feel. Now, for a lot of people that are fans of Thriller, again, this is the most important episode, which has kept the fans enthralled for years, as to how it was set up, the makeup that was used for the what do you call a third victim, and it broke barriers as well, because it had aspects of American gothic horror, or like the comic book style, but with the British creeping terror. Now, because Thriller was based on Clemens' previous work, like Brian Clemens, it holds up because Clemens was doing quite well with movies and Soon the Darkness and Blind Terror. Now, most of the stories are often set in English home country's stockbroker belt, but most episodes, especially from the second season onwards, feature at least one American character, usually portrayed by American guest star. Now, this was the premiere of the second season. Now, while the episode focused on Michael Jason as a lady killer, the true meaning of the word, it was Mirren that was, again, carried the episode, because there's something going on here. I don't want to give it away, but it seems she knows more than she lets on, because there's basically what they call, when the main murderer leaves the room, you can see that basically there's something going on in her mind. She's thinking out loud. Now, it was one of the few Thriller episodes to be eventually released on videocassette in the United Kingdom. Now, it has been made available on DVD since then, but because of the popularity of the episode. Now, back in the day, we know what we mean by word-of-mouth episode. Clemens basically has said in published reports, this was his favorite episode, and for me, it ranks as a top 25 episode in British TV history, and there's a lot of good stuff, because it is so obvious at the end, but it's not obvious when you're watching, and you're kept on a joyride for 65 minutes because you want the serial killer to get it, but how is he going to get it? And there's murders involved too, to hide his, what do you call these bad intentions, eh? Now, the opening scenes with the serial killer's fake beard, I mean, it's kind of distracting. But again, the story is just very well presented, and the acting is low-key enough to be high-key, if that makes any sense. Now, when people reviewed the movie, the episode, people give it away. I'm not going to give it away. I want you to watch it, and you tell me, did you expect that coming? Like, for me, when I first watched it, I thought, hey, this is the Helen Mirren character, maybe is involved in a way to bring him to justice, or she's going to discover something and then bring him to justice. But, you know, when you say people get played, there's a whole bunch of people here getting played, and one of them is the main character. So, and again, the makeup for a 1974 episode was tremendous. This is what they call movie worthy. I will give the episode definitely 5 stars out of 5, not only because of Helen Mirren. I like this British creeping terror, be it horror or psychological, and the lawyer that finds out the right information at the wrong time really stands out, because it harkens back to the investigator of Dial M for Murder, if you watch that. But in this case, that investigator survives, and in this case, you know, something bad is going to happen to him by forces known and unknown. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're a big fan of Thriller, let me know. Give me a like, comment, or subscribe, and if any encouragement to review other episodes, let me know. But like I said, this is a home run. Too bad Twilight Zone or Outer Limits or some other shows wouldn't have done it, but you know, when you do perfection, why redo it? And it's a perfect episode, in my opinion. Thanks for listening. Bye.